What's up, Rockets? I'm Paige Godley.
And I'm Jamaria Williams.
And this is J-Rocket TV. Our top story in Houston, 2 University of Texas students felt the Asians were not well represented at their local McDonald's decorative posters, so they took matters into their own hands.
The 2 students took photos of themselves, then designed and printed a poster that matched the style of the other posters at their local McDonald's, and then impersonated employees to install the new poster.
They intended for this to be a prank, however the ad was seemingly so real it was left up for more than 50 days and McDonald's had left the poster up.
McDonald's eventually released a statement. "We take pride in highlighting diversity in every aspect of our restaurant. We applaud these students' creativity and hope to see them in our restaurant again soon."
In tech news, this past Tuesday, Apple had their annual keynote showcasing for their new devices. Apple announced the Apple Watch Series 4, the iPhone XS, the iPhone XS Max, and the iPhone XR.
The devices have the Apple's latest and greatest processors, which will deliver the best possible experience for their users for their phones. The iPhone XR comes in a multitude of new colors, such as blue, yellow, and red, and the iPhone XS phone has a new gold color.
The devices start at $749 for the iPhone XR, which will be available in October, and $999 and $1099 for the iPhone XS and iPhone XS Max, respectively, which will be available for pre-order this Friday and released next Friday, September 21st.
The new Apple Watch Series 4 also has a new rounded display and can take an electrocardiogram or ECG to ensure your heart is doing fine.
The Series 4 starts at $399 for the GPS version and $499 for the cellular version, and this will be available on Friday, September 14th.
This upcoming Sunday is September 16th, a national holiday in Mexico. For more on the significance of the 16 de septiembre, is J-Rocket TV's Paige Godley.
El día 16 de septiembre is the day that Mexico began to rebel from Spain in 1810. After Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492, the Spaniards carried out expedition to find gold and riches from these faraway lands. In the 16th century, the Spanish continued to conquer and colonize Mexico. Many of the middle-class Spaniards that were born in the New World felt that their voices were not being heard in Spain. So 2 Roman Catholic priests, Miguel Hidalgo y Castillo and José María Morales, helped start a revolution. On September the 16th, on the church steps of Dolores Hidalgo in Guanajuato, Miguel Hidalgo y Castillo rang the church bells and gave his speech known as El Grito de Dolores to motivate people to revolt against the Spanish regime. Hidalgo's army fought against the Spanish soldiers in the fight for independence, but he was captured and executed on July 30th, 1811. Mexico eventually gained its independence on September 28, 1821, when General Iturbide led the Army of the Three Guarantees into Mexico City, and the following day, Iturbide proclaimed the independence of the Mexican Empire, as New Spain was henceforth to be called. Every year at the beginning of September, Mexico's streets and buildings are decorated with an explosion of green, white, and red. But the main event occurs on the evening of September 15th, when crowds gather in town squares across the nation to shout "Viva Mexico!" And on September 16th, you'll find parades and other civic celebrations where Mexicans embody their patriotic spirit in a multitude of popular traditions. The Atlantic hurricane season officially began on June 1st and ends on November 30th. For some tips and precautions on how to best prepare for a storm where you may be left without power for a few days, here's J-Rocket TV's Gerald Harris.
It pays to be prepared for storms and other natural events. Here are some simple things that you can do to keep yourself safe in the event of a serious storm or other natural event. Keep fresh water around. Enough for 7 to 14 days is typical, and you need about 1 gallon of water per person per day. Make sure you keep foods that don't require power to prepare around. Canned foods are the best option, followed by dried foods and even MREs. Keep a flashlight and batteries around, as well as an AM radio if possible. Getting information from said radio could save your life. Make sure you have an evacuation plan. In the event of a mandatory evacuation, make sure you and your family have a plan for getting out. Any necessary items should be easy to access in the event of an emergency. If evacuation is not possible, make sure you have a designated place in your home to shelter in the event of a natural disaster. Shelter is one of the most important things you can have. Keeping these things in mind can be very useful in the event of an emergency, but above all else, make sure that if something does happen, you keep calm, keep a level head, and follow any instructions given by local authorities and governments. For J-Rocket TV, I'm Gerald Harris.
There are a number of new clubs and organizations meeting on campus. Among them is the African and Mexican American Student Union. For more on this, we have J-Rocket TV's Luna Carmona.
Recently, the Judson African and Mexican American Student Union held one of their weekly meetings. The Student Union aims to foster success and support within the African and Mexican American population here at Judson High School.
I felt like this would be a good thing for African Americans and Mexicans to come together as one and just put those stereotypes down.
The recent meeting was about figuring out the main goals and ambitions of the union itself and where the students plan to go from there.
I expect to get a lot of different types of culture, and I hope to make new friends, and I hope to make a difference.
The union offers insight into the different cultures we have here at Judson High.
Well, for sure, in the long run, I want it to be rooted here. I think that's something that that's honestly my main mission, is that I want to be able to, God willing, when after I retire and I come back, and visit in 30 years, I want this program to still be here. And I want them to be doing bigger and better things. You know what I'm saying?
If you're interested in joining the African and Mexican American Student Union, stop by room F207 after school on Thursdays.
And now for some shout outs, here's Matthew Sandoval.
What's up, Rockets? I'm Matthew Sandoval, and here's our first edition of shout outs. First up, we have Stitched Together, Judson's crochet and knitting club hosted by Miss Lopez and Miss Andrews. The club meets every Monday in room H231 after school. Also meeting up on Monday is the Judson Japanese Culture and Anime Club. They meet up after school in the library. The African and Mexican American Student Union meets up every Thursday after school in room F207. Student parking permits are in, so make sure to pick up an application in the front office on Monday. That's about all the time we have for this edition of Shout Out. Stay classy.
A lot of good albums were dropped this summer. For a recap on his top picks, here's Jamaria Williams with some album reviews.
A lot of really great albums dropped this summer, but there were 5 that really stood out to me.
Number 5.
Starting at number 5. KTSC, better known as Keep That Same Energy. Tiana Taylor, better known for her dancing and role in various films, put her vocals on display in the album, creating a classic album that would be best an R&B album to drop. Not just this summer, but of the whole entire year.
Number 4.
Next we have number 4, Queen, by the Queen of Hip Hop, Nicki Minaj. This album shows why she is the queen of rap, bringing us to Nicki from Pink Print, like songs Barbie Dreams and LLC. Even though the first week's sales didn't put Queen number 1 on the Billboard 200, she still put up huge numbers, with an astonishing 185,000 records sold in the first week.
Number 3.
Next we have number 3, Stay Dangerous, by everyone's favorite West Coast artist YG. On this album, he really shows that he has big time friends in the industry, like 2 Chainz, Big Sean, Nicki Minaj, Quavo, and Ty Dolla $ign. Featured on the album, this album took us back to the beginning, when it was YG and DJ Mustard, cooking up beats in YG's basement in Compton.
Number 2.
Next we have number 2, Astroworld. Houston's very own Travis Scott makes an album themed after a theme park he would go to when he was younger. This album is such a roller coaster with various highs and lows. This roller coaster starts off with the song Stargazing. The first drop is Sicko Mode. On this drop you realize Sway Lee, Drake, and Juicy J are all on the coaster with you. This album catapults Travis' career to arguably top 5 rappers of the decade. This album hasn't felt the charts either, being a late summer release. It took the number 1 spot on the Billboard Top 200, selling over 270,000 albums the first week.
Number 1.
And last but certainly not least, number 1. This album isn't just number 1 of the summer, but this album of the year is Scorpion, by the best rapper in the world, Drake. There's a song for everyone, with there being an A-side and a B-side of the album. The A-side gives you Drake we all love, bringing us back to when he was in the basement with executive producer 40. Starting off with the track Survival, where he talks about his journey of being the greatest of all time. Then he ends with Is There More?, where he goes into his accomplishment and then asks himself, is there more to the fame, the money, and the girls? And in the middle of these 2 songs, he puts a whole bunch of music we can turn up to, like God's Plan, Mob Ties, Nonstop, and Can't Take a Joke. Now for the B-side. For those of us who love melodic Drake, he gives us a mega hit, In My Feelings, that literally everyone and everybody has danced to, whether it was in the street or in the middle of an album review.
Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me.
This album, Scorpion, was the first album to reach over 1 billion streams in 1 week, easily making it the number 1 album on the Billboard 200 album charts for 4 weeks, with In My Feelings still being the number 1 on the Billboard Top 100 charts for now 6 weeks in a row. Well, that's it for today, Rockets. This is my top 5 albums of the summer. Which top 5 albums were your favorite? Comment down below.
And now for this week's Word on the Street, here's Luna Carmona and Cyril Flint.
What's the word on the street, Cyril?
What classes do you wish Judson would offer?
What classes do you wish Judson had to offer?
A NASA program.
Like health classes, like doctoring and stuff. So, like, because I want to be a dermatologist, so I would say more like options for dermatology or like cardiovascular stuff.
AV production too.
What classes would you like Judson to offer?
A cosmetic class.
What classes do you wish Judson had to offer?
Give me back those languages besides Spanish.
A grooming club.
What classes do you wish Judson had to offer?
Sign language. Definitely sign language.
So maybe a class on space, like NASA and stuff.
You know, that Fortnite class sounds pretty nice, you know what I'm saying? I love building, you know.
Like a better automotive program, you'll get some more money and get more tools in there.
A graffiti class and music.
What classes do you want Judson to offer?
They need cosmetology.
What classes do you wish Judson had to offer?
Sign language.
What classes do you wish Judson would offer?
Songwriting classes.
Life.
Alchemy. I wish they offered alchemy.
What classes do you wish Judson had to offer?
Oh, that's a hard one. I don't know.
Cosmetology.
Oh, yeah, cosmetology. I love makeup.
Bro, I want some comedy class where we can just laugh all day, you know.
What classes do you wish Judson had to offer?
I wish in the automotive department we had an engine performance class with diagnostic tools and turbos and superchargers.
I wish they offered a Fortnite dance class.
What classes do you wish Judson had to offer?
A cosmetic class would be nice.
What classes do you wish Judson would offer?
A meme team. Maybe a comedy club, you know? Do you know the way?
I wish that Judson offered classes on life skills, like, you know, how to go out and buy a car, how to buy an apartment, credit card, basic generosity, and, you know, just everyday skills that we need to be successful in life.
What classes would you like Judson to offer?
Man, I'd like to, that's a hard way. Hey, Judson got everything. We the best school out here. They got everything, bro. We good.
Like a meme club. Like, y'all imagine everybody getting together and having memes, like sharing memes, bro. That's active. I don't care.
What classes do you wish Judson would offer?
Cooking classes, I guess.
What? What classes do you wish Judson had to offer?
Food classes, where you can just eat.
What classes do you wish Judson would offer?
You know, I'd really like to diversify the languages here at Judson High School. Currently, we only have Spanish. At one point, we used to teach American Sign Language, French, German. We were looking into Chinese as well, so I definitely want to expand those classes. But the one class that I think we should offer is called Teen Leadership, and we're working on that as well.
The cooking class.
What classes do you wish Judson would offer?
A cooking class.
What classes do you wish Judson had to offer?
A food class.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today, Rockets. I'm Paige Godley.
And I'm Jamaria Williams.
And this has been J-Rocket TV. To see more of our broadcasts and other content, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/JRocketTV.